There's a moment, just after sunrise, when the city wakes up, the streets glisten from last night's rain, and a small, sleek shape glides through the urban jungle with quiet confidence. No engine rumble. No gear shifts. Just motion. This is the all-new Honda E, Ny1. If it ever comes to the US, it could be one of the most exciting compact electric cars to hit American soil in years. And it's not just practical, it's polished. Over 250 miles of range. A cabin that feels more premium than its size suggests. And a price that could undercut nearly every rival in the small EV segment. This isn't just Honda's answer to the Nissan Leaf or Chevrolet Bolt. It's their statement that electric mobility doesn't have to mean compromise. From the moment it appears, with its sharp LED light signatures glowing like digital jewelry, its compact hatchback profile cutting through the morning mist, you know this is different. It's not pretending to be a combustion car. It's embracing the future, with efficiency, intelligence, and everyday brilliance. Today, we're diving deep into the US spec Honda E, Ny1. From its head-turning design to its driver-focused cockpit, from its whisper-quiet performance to its cutting-edge battery tech. We'll explore how far it goes, how fast it charges, and whether it can truly go toe-to-toe with the likes of the Mazda MX-30, Mini Cooper SE, and even the upcoming Chevrolet Equinox EV. And by the end, you'll know. If Honda brings this to America, should you be first in line? Or is the compact EV dream still too niche for US roads? Let's find out. Let's start with the way it looks, because the E, Ny1 doesn't just carry on Honda's design language, it evolves it. At first glance, it's unmistakably modern. That short overhang, the upright stance, the wide, confident posture. But everything about it feels intentional. Clean. Minimalist. The overall length is 168.3 inches, with 69.5, height just 61.2, making it slightly longer than a Mini Cooper, with a roofline that flows into the rear hatch like a modern urban explorer. And with a drag coefficient of just 0.29, it's one of the most aerodynamic small EVs ever built. A key reason it's so efficient and quiet at speed. Up front, you're greeted by the new LED light blade headlights, a signature Honda design element that pulses with light when you unlock the car. It's not just for show. It houses sensors for driver assistance and adaptive cooling for the battery and motors. On either side are the ultra-slim, full LED headlights, now with dynamic turn signals and animated welcome sequences that light up like a greeting when you approach. There's no traditional grille, of course, no engine to cool, but Honda didn't leave a blank space. Instead, they've sculpted a smooth, aerodynamic intake with active shutters that open only when needed for battery or motor cooling. It's clean, functional, and still unmistakably Honda. Now, step back and take in the profile, because this is where the E, Ny1 truly shines. That short front overhang, the tall greenhouse, the fastback-style rear hatch. The doors open with a soft click, revealing flush door handles that pop out when you approach. And look at those wheels, 18-inch alloys wrapped in low rolling resistance tires, filling the arches perfectly. They're not just stylish, they're lightweight and aerodynamically sculpted, with optional aero covers to further reduce drag. The side profile is defined by a single, sharp character line that runs from the front fender all the way to the taillights, clean, uninterrupted, and purposeful. No clutter. No unnecessary vents. Just smooth, flowing surfaces that guide the eye from front to back. And check out the rear quarter windows. They taper into the C-pillar with a subtle crease that echoes Honda's recent design language, but with a more refined, efficiency-focused execution. Around back, the story continues. You've got a full-width LED light bar. Not just a strip, but a dynamic display that animates when you unlock the car and pulses when you brake. The hatch opens wide, revealing one of the most practical trunks in the compact EV world. And the rear diffuser? Pure style. No exhaust to hide, of course, but it gives the car a planted, aggressive stance. The license plate is centered, clean, and framed by the wide track. And under the skin, the single rear motor and battery are perfectly balanced, giving the car near 50-50 weight distribution, critical for handling and stability. And let's talk presence, because the E, Ny1 isn't trying to scream for attention. It's confident, understated, and elegant. It doesn't need a roaring engine or a massive grille to prove itself. It's for the young professional who values substance over flash, the urban commuter who wants innovation without pretense, and the eco-conscious driver who still cares about how a car feels. This is a car for people who care about design, efficiency, and real-world usability. It's a daily driver with long-distance comfort, a tech showcase that doesn't feel overwhelming, and a vehicle that proves you don't need a luxury badge to get serious electric range. This isn't just a car, it's a lifestyle. Now let's step inside, because if the exterior is a masterclass in modern minimalism, the interior is where Honda truly makes its case for the future. Sliding into the cabin, the first thing you notice is the space. Despite its compact footprint, the Ny1 feels huge inside. That's thanks to Honda's new Ny1 architecture, designed from the ground up for EVs, with no transmission tunnel, no engine block stealing room. The result? A wheelbase of 102.4 inches, longer than a Tesla Model 3 relative to its size, which means rear legroom that's nothing short of first class for a car this small. Even at 6'3", I had over 5 inches of space between my knees and the front seat. And the ceiling? That panoramic glass roof stretches from the base of the windshield all the way to the rear window, making the cabin feel like a lounge in the sky. The materials? Luxurious, sustainable, and surprisingly premium. You've got optional leather, soft, rich, and available in lunar white, meteor gray, or crimson red. Or go for the eco-conscious bio-fabric, made from recycled materials, that feels just as premium. Real open-pore wood trim on the dash and doors. No fake plastic here. Brushed aluminum accents. Every surface you touch feels expensive, tightly assembled and thoughtfully placed. No squeaks, no rattles. Just precision craftsmanship that rivals the best in the business. Now look at the dash, because this is where Honda throws down the gauntlet. Dominating the center is the 10.2-inch floating touchscreen, clean, minimalist, and powered by Honda's latest infotainment software. It's not just beautiful, it's functional. The interface is clean, responsive, and powered by Android Automotive OS. No lag, no freezing, no hunting through submenus. Climate controls? Always visible at the bottom. Navigation? Crystal clear, with real-time EV routing that factors in elevation, weather, and traffic to maximize range. And here's the genius part. Haptic feedback and voice control work in harmony. When you press a button on the screen, you feel a subtle click. No more guessing if you actually tapped it. And Hey Honda wakes the system instantly. Hey Honda, lower the temperature and play some jazz. Done. Hey Honda, find the nearest charging station with restrooms. On screen. It even recognizes multiple user profiles, so the car knows who's driving and adjusts seating, mirrors, and preferences automatically. Below that, near the center console, is a beautifully crafted rotary dial for drive modes and climate, a nod to Honda's analog roots, but with a digital twist. It's angled perfectly toward the driver, minimizing glare. And speaking of lighting, the ambient system here is next level. You've got 16 color options, with zones that can be customized independently. Want a soft blue glow on the footwells and a warm amber on the dash? Done. There's even a mood light feature that shifts colors based on driving mode, cool blue in eco, warm red in sport. It's not just mood lighting, it's an experience. Seating? Plush, supportive, and available with heating and ventilation. The front seats are 8-way power adjustable, with excellent bolstering for long drives. In the back, even better. Thanks to that long wheelbase and flat floor, rear passengers get limo-like legroom for a car this size. And the rear seats are heated, with their own climate controls, USB-C ports, and even a rear touchscreen for adjusting settings. This isn't just a driver's car, it's a full family compact machine. Storage? Surprisingly practical. There's a deep center console with wireless charging, 2 USB-C ports, and enough room for your phone, wallet, and keys. The door pockets are wide, the glove box is deep, and the rear armrest has cup holders and controls for the rear passengers. And despite being a performance machine, it's got a real trunk, 16.3 cubic feet, which is more than a Mazda MX-30. Plus, there's a front trunk, or frunk, with another 2.8 cubic feet of space. That's enough for groceries, a carry-on, or charging cables. For a car this small, it's shockingly livable. Now let's talk tech, because if the design and interior are impressive, the technology is where the Ny1 truly separates itself from the pack. Honda has equipped the Ny1 with one of the most advanced tech suites in its class. And it's all designed to make your life easier, not more complicated. Starting with driver assistance. Honda Sensing 360 combines adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, traffic jam assist, and hands-free highway driving in select regions. It uses a combination of cameras, radar, and ultrasonic sensors to deliver confident, smooth automation. It can handle lane changes, on-ramp merging, and even stop-and-go traffic with near-human intuition. And if you take your hands off the wheel too long, a gentle chime reminds you to stay focused, no harsh disengagements. But it's not just about automation, it's about connectivity. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto? Fully supported, both wireless. Bluetooth 5.0, Wi-Fi hotspot, over-the-air updates, all standard. You can update the car's software while you sleep, adding new features, improving performance, or enhancing safety without ever visiting a dealership. Honda has already rolled out multiple major updates since launch, improving everything from voice recognition to battery management. Voice control. Hey Honda wakes the system instantly, and it understands natural speech. Hey Honda, lower the temperature and play some jazz. Done. Hey Honda, find the nearest charging station with restrooms. On screen. It even recognizes multiple user profiles, so the car knows who's driving and adjusts seating, mirrors, and preferences automatically. And then there's the Honda Link app, your digital key and command center. Lock or unlock the car from your phone. Precondition the cabin before you get in. Monitor charging status. Activate the welcome lighting sequence. You can even honk the horn or flash the lights if you're trying to find it in a crowded parking lot. It's seamless, intuitive, and deeply integrated. One of the coolest features? The welcome light sequence. When you approach the car, the headlights and taillights animate in sync, the doors unlock silently, and the interior glows to life, all without pressing a button. It's not just convenient, it's emotional. It makes you feel like the car is happy to see you. And for those who love personalization, the Ny1 lets you save multiple driving profiles, customize screen layouts, and even set preferred charging times to take advantage of off-peak electricity rates. This isn't just a car, it's a smart, connected lifestyle device. Now, let's get to the heart of the matter, performance. Because all the luxury and tech in the world mean nothing if the car doesn't deliver when you stomp the throttle. And here, the Honda Ny1 doesn't just deliver, it glides. Under the skin, you've got a single rear motor producing 201 horsepower and 221 lb-ft of torque. Efficient, smooth, and perfect for daily driving. And the numbers? They're impressive. The Ny1 hits 60 miles per hour in just 6.5 seconds. Top speed? 99 miles per hour, electronically limited, of course. And it does it all with a calm, almost eerie composure. There's no drama, no wheel spin, no lurching. Just a relentless surge of acceleration that pins you to the seat. It's not violent, it's authoritative. But it's not just about straight-line speed. The handling? Razor sharp. The Ny1 gets adaptive suspension with rear-wheel steering. Up to 3 degrees of counterphase steering at low speeds for tighter turns, and in-phase at high speeds for stability. The result? A car that feels smaller than it is, dancing through corners with precision and balance. The steering is weighted perfectly. Not too light, not too heavy, with real feedback coming through the wheel. And the brakes? Massive steel discs, bringing this 3,800-pound beast to a stop from 60 miles per hour in just 115 feet. That's supercar territory for a compact EV. And the best part? It's comfortable. Even in sport mode, the ride is supple, soaking up bumps and imperfections without crashing or jittering. Switch to eco mode, and it glides over the road like a magic carpet. There's no noise, no engine roar, no tire hum, no wind whistle. Just silence, broken only by the subtle whir of the motors and the soft thump of the suspension. It's serene, calming, and yet, at any moment, you can unleash pure fury with a flick of your right foot. In real-world driving, it's a dream. On the highway, it's whisper quiet, with minimal wind or road noise. The suspension soaks up expansion joints and potholes without drama. In the city, it's easy to maneuver despite its size, thanks to tight turning circles and excellent visibility. And on twisty back roads, it handles with surprising poise. Body roll is minimal, turn-in is sharp, and the rear-wheel drive system keeps you planted through corners. This isn't just a long-range cruiser, it's a genuinely engaging driver's car. Now, let's talk about the battery, because what good is all this power if you can't use it without constantly plugging in? The Ny1 packs a 68.8 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery pack, optimized for efficiency and longevity. And thanks to the 400-volt architecture, it's incredibly efficient. EPA estimated range? Up to 258 miles. More than a Mini Cooper SE, more than a Mazda MX-30, and competitive with the upcoming Chevrolet Equinox EV. In real-world driving, we saw around 230 miles on a mixed highway and city route, which is outstanding for a compact EV. But the real magic is in charging. With 130 kilowatts peak charging capability, the Ny1 can add up to 150 miles of range in just 10 minutes. We timed it, from 10% to 80% in 28 minutes and 10 seconds. That's not the fastest in class, but it's still quick enough for a coffee break. It uses the CCS standard, but Honda is expected to offer a free adapter for Tesla's NACS network, meaning you can plug into the vast majority of superchargers across the US. And with the upcoming integration into the Tesla network, Ny1 owners would have access to over 15,000 chargers nationwide. No range anxiety here, just freedom. Now, let's be real, no car is perfect. So let's break down the pros, the cons, and how it stacks up against the competition. 3 major pros. First, the interior quality. For a compact EV, the Ny1 feels more luxurious than anything in its class, a true Honda hallmark. Second, the driving dynamics. The Ny1 is the most engaging small EV on the market, true to Honda's fun-to-drive promise. Third, the brand reliability. Honda has decades of credibility, and the Ny1 carries that forward with confidence. Now the cons. 1. The range. At under 260 miles, it falls short of rivals like the Tesla Model 3 or Hyundai Ioniq 5. 2. US availability. As of now, Honda has not confirmed the Ny1 for the American market, which makes it a dream car for now, not a reality. And the competition? The Tesla Model 3 offers more range and quicker acceleration, but it lacks the charm and driver engagement of the Ny1. The Mazda MX-30 is more stylish but has less range and slower charging. The Chevrolet Equinox EV will be more practical, but likely less fun to drive. So where does the Ny1 win? In balance, it's the only compact EV that combines Honda's legendary build quality with real-world usability and driving joy. It beats the MX-30 in range. It outshines the Equinox EV in refinement. But it lacks the third-row seating of an SUV, and it's not confirmed for US sales, which is a huge if. So, final verdict? The Honda Ny1, if it ever comes to America, isn't just a great compact EV, it's a landmark achievement. It proves that an EV can be practical, efficient, fun to drive, and stunningly well-built, all at once. It's for the driver who wants the pinnacle of Japanese engineering without sacrificing excitement. For the tech enthusiast who craves innovation. For the urban commuter who wants something rare, special, and forward-thinking. But is it for everyone? No. If you need over 300 miles of range, if you're on a tight budget, or if you're not ready to embrace a smaller EV, this might not be your car. And if it's not sold in the US, it's just a fantasy, no matter how good it is. So, what do you think? Should Honda bring the Ny1 to America? Would you trade an SUV for a compact EV that drives like a sports car? Or do you still believe only big cars are practical? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, hit like, subscribe, and comment below what car you want reviewed next.